Stephen Cuomo, founder and executive producer of Santa Fe Fashion Week. I produce fashion shows. I flip clothing on eBay. I produce fashion blogs. And I want to do for fashion what Anthony Bourdain did for food. So while I was here, I see you have a makeup artist here. You want to tell us a little bit about your makeup artist?
Yes. So Brianna is actually one of my dancers, and she is amazing at hair and makeup as well. And so we've actually brought her on as a option. I have a few different makeup artists that I can give you a pick from, because I never want you to think you have to use this one makeup artist or this one photographer. I want to give you options, but she's one of my top.
Okay. So right now I'm using the Violet Voss palette, and I am deepening your smoky eye in the back corner with some more brown. I'm also going to put a little bit on the inner corner so we can go for like halo look. I'm going to repeat the step on the other side. On the outer corner first. I'm gonna move.
So today what took place was we signed on for DME Talent Agency and Style Southwest magazine. I'm really excited. I'm a new model for the DME Talent Agency and Style Southwest magazine as well. And we're just getting started and getting everything going and getting our portfolios ready. I was born in India and I just arrived in the United States recently.
So I'm sitting here with Yvonne, and she's one of DME's and also Style Southwest Magazine's agency model. And I actually discovered you at Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
I like to tell that story. So anyway, we both work at Planet Fitness, and she's obviously tall and lovely, but sometimes you're not in the mood to approach anybody. And so I told her to take a look at our website and our Instagram. And you were modeling before I approached you, and now all of a sudden I see all over social media. You just got signed by an agency. So tell us a little bit about what that's been like for you.
Kind of all just happened at once, it seemed. Really quick, and wasn't planning on it, but here it is, and it's exciting.
So last night I actually won an award at Gorilla Photo Group, which is our sponsor for Santa Fe Fashion Week. And then Pat was there, and then Deidre, the owner of this agency. And here you are the very next day.
Yeah.
Things are happening fast for you.
Yes.
Things are happening fast for you.
Very fast.
And so recently you were just in Russia.
Yes.
And so can you tell us a little bit about that?
I was on a missions trip. It was about 10 days. So it wasn't a very long trip, but we just go and love on the kids, play with them. I learn a little Russian every year. Get a little bit better. Немного.
I think you just sent out a message in Russian.
I said a little bit.
A little bit. Un poquito.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. Well, we look forward to following your journey as far as modeling. Tell us a little bit about what's going on here at the agency.
Well, we're actually today we're having a team signing. Pretty excited about it. So Style Southwest Fashion Magazine is finally coming to birth, which we're very excited about, and we've been running really hard. The biggest part of that is developing the right team to put together so that our content is top notch. So getting the team together has been a challenge, but it's also been rewarding. So we've got some amazing people today here to sign on behalf of the magazine and become official Style Southwest Fashion Magazine models.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. So you have DME, Deidre's company, right? So she's got her models, and then you have your magazine, and you have official models for your magazine. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, what we're doing is our magazine is developed. I have to know who I'm working with, how I'm working with them, so that when we get an ad job, I know who to put in there, how much time it takes to shoot them, the lighting, everything else. We vetted these models. I know exactly how they shoot, what they're capable of, and what they're not capable of as well. So when we get the jobs, I can place them exactly that way. So what we've done with DME Talent Agency is created that relationship.
Makeup for a photo shoot that's about to go on with Patrick.
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic.
So Patrick is actually doing a photo shoot for an upcoming model. She's not signed yet, but she has great potential. And so what we're doing is we're starting to build her portfolio, right? Because right now her portfolio isn't big enough for her to actually submit as a professional model. So what we're doing is we're building that portfolio. So when she gets ready to submit, she has everything that she needs to show that she's already a professional model that already has some experience under her belt.
And behind curtain number 3, there was also dance going on.
Yes, and Jake here walked into the agency to say hi. He's a professional dancer now in Los Angeles that trained here in New Mexico, and I wasn't blessed enough to have the opportunity to represent him then, but I just might offer him a little, by the way, New Mexico agency. But so he showed up to say hi and is now doing a show with us next Saturday. So that's how it works, is when you're a professional, you never know what opportunities might just come. And he walked in the door. I know he's trained. I know he's prepared. I know he's professional. I know he can deliver. I'm short a dancer. So now I have a professional dancer stepping in for a big charity event fashion show, Fashion Fashionista, happening Saturday the 10th, opening with a very high-end heels dance sequence. And Jake here gets to ready, set, go. It's the way it works.
So tell us a little bit about your trip. So you're from Albuquerque. You went to LA. You were how old?
I was 19
19 years old. The youngest of how many children?
out of 4.
4 children. So
Yeah.
how did the parents take it?
My parents were really scared. Honestly, they're really skeptical of me leaving because
LA's a big city.
it is a big city. I'm the youngest. I've never really been on my own. But my thing was obviously just staying at home, making as much money as I can to move out there.
Oh, okay.
And me growing up being raised super independent and strong-willed as I am, they had the confidence to just let me go. And I had a plan, everything. I planned everything out very carefully, and to where it just kind of flew into place.
So when you got to LA, you made things happen pretty fast. Can you tell us a little bit about where you stayed at and how you made those contacts?
Yeah, so basically there's a dance studio called Home for Dancers, and the owner of that studio also owns like a hostel called Home for Dancers where I stayed in. And basically it is kind of like a hostel where you stay in like a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house with like 10
When
other
I
people.
mentioned earlier, I actually did a vlog where I was just in Houston Fashion Week, covered Houston Fashion Week. I was looking for an inexpensive place to stay, so I booked it online. Got there, and as you can probably tell, I'm 55 years old. And I got there, and the guy goes, there's like 6 people to a room. So it was similar to that, where there's like bunk beds and everything?
Yeah, it was in 1 bedroom there was 4 people. So it was 2 bunk beds. We had very limited space. So we all shared 1 bathroom.
Wow.
It was
How many rooms in this hostel? Is it a pretty big hostel
There were 3 houses total, but in the property that I stayed in, it was 1 house, 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom. And 8 people stayed in that house.
My goodness. But unlike the hostel I stayed in, these people were they were residents for a longer length of time,
Yeah,
for the most part.
yeah.
So what was the day like? Are you out there doing auditions? You guys are sharing leads? Tell us a little bit about that, because I'm sure a lot of people watch us like, how did we break in? I mean, I commend you being 19 years old. And I say it's not like going from New York to LA. You're going from Albuquerque, which is still a pretty small city,
Right.
to LA.
Right.
And that's a lot of people don't have the balls, if I can say that, to do that. So what was that like? So you get there, and what was the day like?
Well, mentally, I was very unprepared. I was ready to break down and cry, thinking, what am I doing here?
And how many times did I tell you that was going to happen?
It happens at least for the first month,
Every
maybe
day.
twice a week,
Yeah.
honestly, 3 times a week. It was crazy because LA itself is super expensive. So honestly, just coming up with a plan and able to like articulate your way into it is really a gift, I think, honestly. And like I got there, maybe the first thing on everyone's mind when they get there is I need to find a job. I need to book stuff. I need to just work and hustle. And that's true, but it is time to at least take your time to soak everything in and absorb it first. Don't just like rush into it.
So how long have you been out there now?
I moved out there March last year, so about almost a year and a half now.
So tell our viewers a little bit about the success you've had. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it took me about quite a few months to actually book my first job. My first main job, that was a music video that I booked with Iggy Azalea, the music video called Started. That was my very first big job that I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But other than that, I booked a lot of smaller jobs just to build up to that, and making connections with choreographers honestly, the heart of where you really build yourself is training. You're in that studio, you're training, you're making connections with the choreographers, you're really knowing people. It's what we like to call a spiderweb effect.
Yeah.
It causes connections to be able to meet more people, get to know how everything works, get to know the community inside and out. And it's really, a lot of it is connections, but talent really grows in itself too.
Right.
And that's where a lot of my training consists of. Even with Deidre, she's honestly,
So what's the relationship here? So you guys known each other for a while?
Well, actually, so before he moved, when he was in high school, I was training him just as a dancer in hip hop, in high heels. He came to me and said, I want to move to LA. So we actually had a meeting, we actually had a long drive one day, and we really discussed, you know, are you serious about this? Do you realize how intense this is about to be? And then as he pursued it, we actually started having meetings about, okay, now how do I get this established? How do I get an agency? How do I, you know, make money without having a 9-to-5 job? Who do I need to train under? How do I get into this? And even just now, he's been out there a year and a half, and I'm still almost telling him, okay, so for the next agency audition, you need to do this. You know, still trying to advise him and help him through it.
Right.
Yeah, so we actually met as me instructing him, and we are friends now, and then it's actually amazing to see him grow into a professional dancer, really being pushed on a lot of, and everything that he's saying is everything I tell all the dancers.
Right.
Everybody I'm
Responsible.
training, everybody that I'm
Well, I think
training.
it's kind of interesting because it's almost like a training relationship. 'Cause I'm
Yes.
coaching you on business.
Yes.
And you're doing it, you're killing it.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And then you train this young person.
And now he's killing it.
And he's killing it too.
Exactly.
And so with that said, and we'll let you get back to your training here, is it cool if I link your social media to our website? Cool. So I'll get
Definitely.
that information from you. And so you'll find his information in the comments below.
of course.
Cool.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the
Of
work.
course, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Always, thank you.